What is going on, guys? Got another breakdown for UFC Vegas 37. This one's going to be Impa Kasanganay taking on Carlston Harris. Welterweight fight. Harris going to have a 1 inch reach advantage and a couple. No, he's going to have a couple inches in height, yeah, and an inch in reach. So I will start with Impa Kasanganay. So most known for that Instagram all-time knockout where he got that backwards kick out of the clinch. I don't know how to describe it, but it was nasty. Got knocked out by Joaquin Buckley. And, yeah, then he didn't fight for a while, but he comes back and he picks up the W against Sasha Politnikov. And, yeah, the thing with Impa Kasanganay, a lot of people like him. He's a guy that hasn't been training professional MMA for all that long. So he's kind of along the same lines as if you want to go the absolute best end of that spectrum, you look at Cyril Gane, Francis Ngannou. But there's plenty of other guys who you can see they have a ton of physical and athletic ability, but sometimes that lack of MMA experience could show. And I think that Kasanganay has shown that he's pretty well-rounded, but at the same time, I think that he needs a lot of work in multiple areas. I would say striking is probably his strong suit. He's quick, he pushes the pace well, and he's got some power. But he also overextends on a lot of combinations, and he leaves himself open to getting clipped on the return. I don't think he's going to have to worry too much on the feet in this one against Carlston Harris. Like, if I had to give somebody the edge, it would be Impa Kasanganay, but I don't necessarily think it's all that much, only because Harris has so much experience. Experience is going to be a big factor in this fight. But, yeah, in that last fight against Sasha Politnikov, Kasanganay did look a little gun-shy. I guess you're going to expect that after coming off the type of knockout he did. But it's been 5 months, so you never know. Like we were saying earlier, a guy who is pretty new to MMA, 5 months development time, that could make a difference. We don't know. But yeah, that's kind of the deal with Impa Kasanganay. I think Carlston Harris, this will be his second UFC fight, but he is 34 years old. And yeah, this will be his second UFC fight, but his debut was about as good as he could go. Got a great anaconda choke over Christian Aguilera, and that's kind of the story with Carlston Harris. He's got a good submission game. He's got a good ground game altogether. And he's getting to the UFC a little late in his career, but he's got some solid W's along the way. He spent some time with Shuto. But I know he's got some good W's down here. Like, yeah, he beat Wellington Turman, beat Michel Pereira. That's a great W, even though it was 2015. So the longer you look back with fights, the less stock you got to take in him, I would say. But yeah, he has some solid W's, and he's been around for a while. And if we're talking where he has the edge in this fight, it's definitely on the ground. I think Impa is going to have to really worry about the takedown. I don't necessarily know if he's going to go for it right away, but he's got good body lock takedowns, and I think against a guy like Kasanganay, I'm going to be curious to see if he's going to try to exploit that perceived edge on the ground, because the thing is when you got a guy like Kasanganay, who, let's say, he's pretty green, but a lot of potential, a lot of times the ground is the toughest area to just absorb a lot of information in a short time. It's not the same for every fighter, but going up against a guy like Carlston Harris, who has a dangerous submission game, who's not like a power wrestler, but he can hold you down, and if he gets to your back, he's a problem. I worry about just the experience level in this fight, because this is going to be Impa Kasanganay's biggest test with a grappler, the best grappler he's faced. And Carlston Harris, double the experience. He's been in the game a lot longer. He's beaten better people than Kasanganay. And this fight is about a pick'em, and you get a little bit better odds on Carlston Harris. It's kind of been sitting around a pick'em, or I've seen it trending a little bit both ways. But Harris was minus 104 last I checked, so he's back in the plus odds. So if this line holds, it looks like you might be able to get Carlston Harris as like plus 104 maybe, or around this range. And I like that because I think in a fight like this, you got to go dog or pass, even though it's not the greatest odds for the underdog. But I do like Carlston Harris's ability here. I like his path, and I think it's definitely worth a straight bet. I think I'm going to put a unit on it. But I also like Carlston Harris by submission. Definitely feel like taking a shot on that. A lot of people seem to think this fight's going to go to decision. And, Impa has shown that he can get up when he gets taken down, but not really a big sample size. And again, I think that this is going to present the biggest challenge yet for Kasanganay. And I don't think he really has an edge anywhere. Like maybe the striking, but even then, I think Carlston Harris is gonna challenge him for the center of the octagon, and I think he's just gonna try to like bomb his way forward, get a double leg, try to set it up with an overhand or something like that. But yeah, I do think that Carlston Harris is gonna get this fight to the ground, and I think he's gonna be dangerous for a submission once he gets there. So I'm gonna do a straight play on Carlston Harris money line. And I'm also going to sprinkle maybe like 20, 25 on Carlston Harris by submission. So thanks for watching, guys. Sure, subscribe, and take it easy.